Hello and welcome to the third episode of the Grown Up British podcast. Today we've got a different rota of hosts. So me and Archie are back again, and then we've got two new hosts with us, Patrick and Ryan. Do you want to say hi, guys?
Hello.
Hi
Ryan?
guys, how's it
Um,
going?
So today's episode, we're just going to sort of just go for a general chat as usual, but starting with just the topic of
Because
football,
last
really.
episode was that boring that
Yeah.
we have to
Yeah,
go off
so-
the cuff because we didn't particularly like the like to dislike ratio, even though I wasn't even
Yeah.
involved. But
Yeah,
like,
we're sorry. We've had feedback from
Two with an L.
from the first episode,
It was
and
quite bad.
we've got to admit it was a bit boring, but it's just because we're just getting used to it. And the second episode that will be released quite soon is going to be a bit better, and hopefully this one's even better because
Oh, lads,
talking
we got
about-
we got 9 dislikes.
yeah, I know it's not going well.
I think I
You got
dislike
11
actually.
likes. Sick.
Anyways, yeah. So, what do you fancy talking about today then, Sam?
Well, Burge wants to
Top
talk
10
about Love
fatties.
Island because he has a secret passion for the ladies on there.
Wait. What are you laughing for, Patrick? All right, what are you laughing for?
I have no problem with it, Berg. What was your
Thank
opinion on the
you.
Winter Love Island?
Oh, I'm just gonna be honest. It was a bit overrated. Like overrated as fuck, but I still love it. Fantastic.
To be honest, mate, I haven't watched
Berg,
any
did
of
you
them,
like who
really.
won it or not? Did you like the winner or not?
Oh
No.
yeah, the winner was a total babe. I love it. It was fantastic. I'm so happy.
I know there was
Who won it then, Berg? Go on, name it.
Go on.
Lewis Capaldi's ex, I think. I don't know. Yeah.
oh, good man, Jesus.
Is that the
Really?
right one? Was it
Yeah,
Paige
Wait,
Finn
did
that
she
won?
actually?
Yeah, she did.
Yeah.
Lads, do
Yeah,
you
no,
watch
wait, I
much
knew that.
reality TV? Do you not watch much of it? 'Cause I
Oh,
don't
right. I watched.
Coronation Street.
So what will you do with these strawberries? Destroy them? We may well do.
That's not reality. That's a soap, Berg.
Yeah, shut up. It's still banging, though.
He's banging.
Nah, I used to watch
Fine.
it, not anymore though.
Emma
I
Dane.
watched
Sorry.
one on YouTube that's called Ibiza Weekender. I watched the clips on that. But
Yeah, isn't that
not
on
much
like
else.
E4 or something?
I have no idea.
It might be, you know.
You never know.
Keeping up with the
What,
Kardashians.
Kylie Jenner to the foyer. I have a little surprise for you.
Burge.
Yeah.
Maybe
I've
you like
never
that.
watched an episode.
Maybe you like that.
You know, I'm gonna be honest. Like, keeping up with the Kardashians, it's got a special place in my heart.
Why does it have a special place in your heart, Berg?
I just love.
I just love her personality.
Isn't one of the Kardashians transgender? No.
I
Isn't
just
one of them
love the
transgender?
personality.
Yeah, he went on I'm a Celebrity and got his wang out for one.
No, that
He got
was
his
that
wang
was,
out for
that
one of
was,
the
that was
shower
edited. That was edited.
Was it?
Yeah.
Are you on about Caitlyn Jenner getting a wang out on Love Island?
Yeah, that-
No, not Love
Yeah,
Island.
on
So-
Love
so-
Island.
I was
So if
celebrity.
it's Caitlyn Jenner, then
Yeah,
who was it
Caitlyn.
before?
Bruce Jenner,
Bruce.
Bruce,
the Olympic
Bruce.
gold medalist.
absolute fella.
Really?
Well, not in
Yeah.
That's
that-
actually a thing.
Yeah,
Right. I'm
search it
searching-
up.
I'm
Search it up.
Bruce,
It was-
what
it
did
was
they win the
Bruce
Olympics
Jenner's
in?
cock.
Or like, what did they get?
He was
no,
alright.
no,
lads, then he
no,
changed.
it was edited.
Yeah, no, it wasn't. I saw it with my own eyes. It
Sure,
was great.
Burge.
Peanuts.
Catherine.
Right now,
Catherine,
Patrick's sitting
yeah.
on Bruce Jenner's cock in his photo.
I am.
Well, it's better than that other cock you put in the chat, Arch.
Okay, moving on to a topic then.
Burge, I've got a great topic.
Nice picture, Sam. Anyways,
Oh
Football.
my god, just
You
look
know?
at that
Yeah.
thing. That's
VAR.
we all miss it, especially Berg.
Berg,
What'd you
I miss
say?
Class
Football
11
player.
playing.
In the academy, in Newcastle Academy.
Wait, what are you on about? What's going on now?
Ballberg.
Football.
Ah,
You're in
football.
the academy. You're in
Fire
Newcastle
Wardy.
Academy.
I
No.
did, but I got a
No, then, Tom.
terrible knee injury, so I could.
Hello, boys.
Yeah, we're in the
We're
middle
kind
of
of
the
in the
podcast
middle of
here.
it, Wardy.
Yeah,
But you know,
Ward.
you can. We're about to talk
Come
about
on,
football.
join in.
Oh
Oh,
wait, oh.
okay.
Anyway.
Okay.
Right, so what
Anyways,
about football? I'm
are
gonna
you
be
excited to know that the
Oh, again?
Belarusian league is still on?
На правом фланге подача, Бакай, удар, штанга, Бакай, удар, гол! 42.
Honestly,
Yeah,
that was
and
the
the
highlight of my life. I don't know what I'd do without that. It's just I'm going to be supporting Barcelona and Manchester United as they are my two favourite teams in the whole wide world. And it's just going to be. It's just
So,
gonna be
what did you think of
fantastic.
Barcelona's season last year when they won the treble and beat Liverpool in the Champions League final? Did you like that?
Well, Liverpool, they're just inbred. Let's be real. They're overrated as fuck. All right.
Yeah, they are overrated, to be fair.
Thank you, Carlton. And
I think of United then, Burg. Who's their best player?
So, Berg, did you watch that Champions League final?
I watch all the Champions League finals.
I'm
mate.
sure you
Who
watched
was in
it,
the
Berg,
Champions
I'm
League
sure you
final
did.
then, Burg?
Liverpool and Spurs.
Oh shit, well done.
Guessing this is a bit more of a relaxed type of podcast vibe, guys.
Yes, it is Wardy.
Wardy,
We're just chatting shit, really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Language!
talking a bit of rubbish.
To be honest, it's not like we're going to get any
What's-
money off it, is it really? So
Excuse
Well,
me.
I mean,
What do
we
you-
could
yeah,
see
we could get
our first
monetized.
episode. Our first episode has been uploaded.
know, I've watched
and
99
It's been
we-
absolutely shat
we,
on.
we faced quite a
They're
lot
re-
of dislikes. Didn't
got
we?
I think
99
they like the
views.
content, Wardy. I think we should go down the same street.
Nah, let's
No.
be honest. I feel like people obviously deliberately disliked it, which is just
No.
I think people just
No.
didn't
The
like it,
best.
Wardy. I genuinely, I think it's just like
James
because
is a
it's that
giant
long.
peach.
No,
And it,
James and the
and it
Giant
obviously
Peach.
it had like a clear structure throughout. I think it was
I
just a bit-
really liked it, but
That's what
personally,
matters then, isn't it?
yeah, I just
Well,
think it
no,
is
How
what
to
it
Train Your
is.
Dragon 3 is a go-to movie, alright?
If you love me, let me go.
Right, I don't know what you were saying. That was just great. It was a go-to.
Nah.
It was.
Yes,
it
it
is.
Did you
definitely
did you
have a
disagree with any other things on the list?
Loads of people.
James
have.
is a giant peach. Wank.
Yeah, people were telling me it's a really great movie. I was like, shut the fuck up. No,
No,
it's not.
no, because
Who you had feedback off, like Arch?
loads, like quite a few people.
Just random people. Ben
Who's
Mason said
watched
he
it?
enjoyed. Ben Mason said he enjoyed it.
Ben Mason
Yeah.
is a right G.
Honest,
No,
When
it's
did he
not.
tell
He's
you
gonna
that?
get his
When
head
did he
caved in.
tell you that?
Like a couple of hours ago, just messaged me on Snapchat.
All right, I haven't had anything.
Frankie's
Great.
hunting him down.
Merle said she disagreed with our James and the Giant Peach thing. She thought it was awful. She thought.
Yeah,
Everyone
I
was
said
talking-
that as well.
everyone's
So
talking about that part 'cause
basically-
it was right at the
Basically,
beginning.
Yeah,
she's
yeah.
watched the
No one
first
watched
5
more than 10
seconds.
minutes of it.
Yeah, she's watched the first 5 minutes just to say to Archie that she's watched it. My mum
What-
actually listened to the whole thing and she said it was.
Your
she
mum
said
watched
it was
it.
good. Yeah.
She said
Yeah.
it was shit.
Oh,
Wally, be honest, did your mum hit us with a dislike?
No.
Actually, I listened to it, and you were creaming over Moana's soundtrack.
Yeah, I know, yeah.
Moana's.
It's good though, isn't it?
It is, no,
You
yeah.
don't
yeah,
even
yeah.
lie. I remember we were in a party paddy with me, you and Carrick, and you and Carrick were just sitting there to the Moana song playing Fortnite a couple of years ago.
To be fair,
Towards the end, the meme, the running meme,
The running man.
what would you genuinely
the
say
cloudy meme.
when it comes to movies? What would you say the movie that you've seen has the best soundtrack?
Oh, for me, there's loads.
Beginning end.
Beverly Hills Cop. If you've seen that, anybody? Have you
What's
never seen that?
Paul
No.
Bart?
You've
Paul-
never seen
Paul
Beverly
Bart
Hills
Mall
Cop?
Cop.
Safety never takes a holiday.
Mall
Paul
Cop.
Bart.
What? That's
Have
quality.
you actually never seen Beverly Hills Cop with Eddie
No,
Murphy in?
no, I'm not
I
seeing
can't
No,
that.
I
say I
haven't
have.
seen it.
Sam, especially, you would absolutely love it. I think.
Might give it a watch then.
Honestly, it's got a great soundtrack. Jaws
Suicide
has got a
Squad,
really good
great soundtrack.
soundtrack.
What, the two notes?
Yeah, but you know, it is iconic though, isn't it?
Yeah,
I like George B. Awardie though. It's a bit scary, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm scared of it. I don't like shark movies. And Zulu. Have any of you watched Zulu?
Yeah. No, yeah, I have actually watched
No,
Zulu.
I haven't.
Wardy, what
That's
did you
a
think of The
great
Invisible Man?
soundtrack.
Oh man, I'm just
Horrendous.
The Invisible Man was so good.
Cock.
It was
Really?
so good. Yeah.
No, it, like,
you didn't
the-
pay any
the
attention
beginning
to
was
it, so you didn't like
boring.
it.
Oh yeah,
you-
you never said about that because I dipped before.
It was
that.
very average, in my opinion.
The
I-
No,
beginning
it was
was
no, it
boring.
was
It got
really
better
good.
near
It was,
the end.
when you got bored of it, right at the start, you missed the most important bit of just like you making sure that you were like locked in and
Important.
watching the movie.
Imparted.
I was
Imparted.
Imparted.
Sure,
Right
boy.
one.
Yeah, good one, Arch.
Wait,
There is
then
a
what
reason I
happened
get 25% extra time.
What was the actual reasoning behind that though? Like, how did you ever get that in the first place?
'Cause
Sucked
he's
up to the
stupid.
teachers.
There
mean,
has
it's
to be like a
irrelevant
valid
now,
reason,
isn't it?
doesn't there?
I got
Oh, what? I
accepted
get my
into college
25%
today,
extra
by the way,
time.
boys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, basically, I just couldn't spell or read. Well, I could read. No, I could read. I just couldn't spell.
You can't do
and my
maths,
writing
though.
was really shit, so I thought I had some sort of autism or maybe dyslexia. And I didn't, but they still gave me extra time, so I was like, oh, sweet.
Yeah.
That's because I need it, really.
So you just fluked your way.
Right, boys, I'm going to
No,
switch
no,
up
no.
the,
It was
the
very,
topic a little bit
very
right
well
now.
deserved.
I'm going to speak about something that I feel like it's a bit of a negative thing, but I feel like it's probably best in a relaxed sort of like jokey environment to
What's
bring it
going
up
on?
so we can have a laugh about it. But obviously, what's going on right now?
Oh,
You get what I
Corona.
mean? Yeah, the
Yeah,
virus.
Oh, it's Corona time.
Yeah.
But I feel like it's such a big thing we can't just avoid it. Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like,
Well, yeah, it's the
Yeah.
whole reason we started this podcast
Well,
was because we
it's
had
it's
time.
it's the
Yeah.
worry, really, isn't it? It's because
Yeah.
obviously Italy and
Mhm.
Spain have taken like a hammering. You know, they
And
really
America
have.
now.
Yeah,
And,
they
And
are.
America now.
well, America
Yeah.
America have, but they haven't got near the deaths that Italy and
Same with China. They just lie.
Yeah, they
Well,
are.
that's the way it
They
seems
probably
anyway.
are.
Did you see what they did today? They reopened the bat markets.
Yeah, they did. Yeah,
Oh.
the ones in Wuhan.
Oh yeah, that's
Sorry, guys. Sorry, guys. Just wait there. I need to wait there.
Burg, what are you doing?
It was Justin. Wait there. He screamed because he's bad at football. I'll be back in a second.
Right, lads,
Did you
wait a
actually
second, listen
hear
to
that
Burg
scream? That was
Yeah, we
crazy.
all did.
What are you doing?
Wait for the slap sound. Wait for the slap sound.
It was like,
Oslam.
yeah, no, but boys, I'm like, the things with me is, I think the one thing that I got really angry about is like the panic buying thing. That's one thing that really annoyed me, if I'm being totally honest.
Guys, I'm
It's
sorry about what
it's
you just
people.
heard. All right.
Burg, we heard you give him a smooth right hook.
No, I threw a towel at him and then he threw it back.
I'll let Wardy go on to what he was talking about.
Yeah, just about like, obviously I want you guys to chime in on it, but the panic buying thing for me really annoyed me because
Yeah.
you're seeing people like, I remember I walked to the local shop near my house and it was like a 4 mile walk there and then a 4 mile walk back, but it was a long way. And then you get in there and you're seeing people just like stripping bread off the shelves and you're like, I'm sorry, but you don't need to buy 5 loaves of bread because I've just walked for 2 hours to this shop and I'm gonna have to walk out with like, I think I walked out with like.
Did you walk to the co-op?
No, I walked from my house to Lidl, mate, or it might have been Aldi.
Lidl?
I think it was Lidl.
Oh,
The one in
Colburn.
Colburn, yeah, the one
Oh,
in Colburn, and that's like a 3.5 mile walk for me, and I'd walk 6-7 mile around trip really. Walked all that way, and you're seeing people like cheekily that are together but pretending not to be, so they don't have to feel as guilty about bulk buying. And it's
well,
just selfish as anything, isn't it?
It's just like a case of follow the leader, in my opinion. I think if some like what happened in America is like obviously people started panic buying toilet paper, and it's happened all across like the world now. But you see one person doing it, and then everyone does. Then you've got queues of like
cheap
out
mentality.
the door, and who actually needs it? Well, the people who need things the most are probably the elderly at this time.
Yeah,
I'd say more than anyone. And it's just people are being selfish. It just shows
like
what's going on at the moment.
genuinely, I felt a little bit bad. Like my whole family felt bad because we had a situation where we did an online shop, and the first time we did it, it was like, I would say 50-60% of the food that we ordered didn't even come. So the next time we ordered double the amount of food, expecting 60% of it not to turn up. And then this time, like 95% of it turned up. So we've ended up now, because we bought too much, not expecting it to turn up, we've ended up now in a situation where we're like, we've got probably a little bit too much, but we haven't got we've probably got like, for example, things like 3 packs of chicken and stuff instead of 1.
It's not bad.
But there's some people that have got like 8, 9, 10 of everything, and we're like giving it to neighbours and we're like freezing it, obviously for long-term use and things. But I just don't know how people can seriously have a conscience and be all right with taking 10 packs of meat and things like that. You know, it's just
Harder,
selfish.
isn't it? It's just how some people are. They
Yeah.
see themselves around it, and then they go, "Oh no, I'm just buying it for my my neighbor or something like that. I'll keep it to themselves." To be honest, the one that I was wondering about when you're talking about that is what you think about the whole footballers' wages thing. When it
Oh
comes
yeah.
to should they be donating any of it to the NHS? Should they be donating any of it to like care homes or
Well, they're
anything like that?
cutting it already,
What,
aren't
what,
they? Like,
Yeah,
well,
the
some
who
of
was
them
it?
are, but not
I
all
think
of
it
them
was
are. So
Hearts.
like teams like
Hearts tried to cut the wages, and the players went
yeah,
off about it, and they said if you don't take the
yeah,
cut wage, we won't pay you at all. And I
Yeah.
was like,
but,
it's
like
just stupid. They get paid stupid money anyway.
yeah, exactly. And then I mean, it's the thing, isn't it? It's like in the footballers' contracts, they don't have anything which says even when we're not playing,
Mm.
Yeah.
that means you're going to stop
Unless it's
earning money. So
a
for something
players
like
you
this to
pay
happen,
contract like Andy
yeah,
Carroll.
exactly.
Danny Dyer here with Andy Carroll. What a beautiful man he is close up, and what a beautiful, beautiful beast of a man.
Yeah. So for something like this to happen, they don't owe anything to anyone
It is an
technically.
unprecedented thing, and like not only that, there's just a lot of sort of situations in life where the thing I worry about most is not personally, but I worry about the global economy more than any. Obviously, lives being lost is a big thing, but right now it's literally like panic stations, and the economy is really us being the age we are. The last thing we need is to go to another 2008. Like
What was
Yeah.
2009?
What
It was,
happened
it
in
was,
the
2008?
massive,
crash.
obviously the
it was terrible.
recession,
Yeah,
and there was the Wall
but
Street crash pretty much in
I think it
America
could.
as
I
well.
genuinely, I'm being serious. I think it could hit harder than what that
Yeah.
did, considering that
Oh,
every
100%.
like every market's getting hit by this. Like there was a
Yeah.
point when it was just on the rise, and you were seeing like markets like Australia and stuff like that dropping like massively, and then China
Certainly in the UK.
slowly, yeah, UK of course as well.
Big
But
Rip fan.
China was just making its way back up again. So it depends how it pans over this like
They are
few
coming back
months.
though.
Sort of.
I saw
Yeah,
so
no,
so one of the
China is,
yeah,
but
but there's the
Europe's
one
not.
no
Europe's nowhere near.
no there's one I think it's the FTSE 100, which is like the big one in like around here, and that's on it's rising again because of everyone's starting to cope with it, I think.
I'm a bit lost. What's the FTSE
That's a
100?
positive.
Oh no,
It's basically the stock market,
yeah,
pretty
Oh,
much.
it's so like the British to
Yeah.
American pound, the
Yeah, the
yeah.
exchange
What's it
rate.
now actually?
Bax Move told me right now is the perfect time to invest in stuff because it's
Yes,
plummeted.
yeah, it
Yeah,
is.
that's why I said. I said, but the thing is, I don't really want to profit off something like this, if you know what I mean.
Well, everyone
Yeah,
will.
yeah.
That's what these things are for.
Yeah, you're right.
So,
People will profit off
right.
it.
So since this has happened, the pound's dropped value to the dollar. So
Yeah, it's
usually
on
it's
its way
about
up.
like
It's on its way up now.
0.75 ish, and now it's 0.81.
I
So
genuinely used to look at the euro. That was like my base. What was the pound to the
it
euro?
was
But
after Brexit.
Brexit means Brexit.
That's when our pound
that's
took like
the thing I worry about,
a hit.
really, because obviously this country was in a bit of a financially vulnerable position anyway with everything that was happening with Brexit, and that was all still up in the air.
Oh my
And
god.
now that's just like gone crazy. It's just happened at a mad time, really. It just shows that you can never really plan too far ahead, because it's looking like Leeds Festival's going to be off. Which is an absolute.
Oh no!
To be honest,
I can't believe
it does look like it's if they've not they're only going to cancel in August.
There's no chance at all.
There
The only
is.
two times the
How
Olympics
could
has
they
been
do this
cancelled
to
is for
us?
war,
Yeah,
and they've cancelled
no,
that.
but
So
the Olympics is in July. Leeds Fest is
Yeah,
basically September.
it's basically it's August 25th.
I
That's
know
the
it's
one
later,
hope
but I
we
still
have.
don't. Just because we've missed the peak of it doesn't mean we should stop controlling what we're doing soon
No, but
after it as
we're
well.
going to have to eventually go back to normal life. We can't wrap ourselves in cotton wool forever.
Yeah, but
because there's always viruses flying
cancelling
around.
a once a year thingy isn't going back to normal, is it?
I understand
not.
that, Arch.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
I understand your
So
point.
the one of the big ones was that got cancelled yesterday is obviously Wimbledon, and
Yeah,
Wimbledon,
that was
like,
Yeah.
you know,
yeah.
massively
Christ.
sort of around the world. And
Wait,
then you
did it get
think,
cancelled?
What
like,
time's Wimbledon of the year?
it's quite. I mean, it's quite early, so it's from like 29th of June, I think, sort of
Yeah,
that type.
it is. Yeah.
So you know, it's not. So there's a possibility, but they don't know. This is the thing. They can't call how like
Yeah,
how
they
long will
don't.
this
We could
really
still
go
be
on
in
for?
isolation. We could be out of isolation in 3 weeks, or we could be still in it in 2 months. You never know, do you?
No.
It changes on the daily. This sort of thing. It's a
Problem is,
crazy situation.
you can't be too naive, but you can't be too sort of like,
Care.
you know, yeah, exactly. So when taking this all into account, like you've got to remember that it's likely because of certain idiots as well that you know we're going to be in for quite a long time, and it's like
Yeah, I mean,
how
what's it
you
been
sort of
now? Nearly 2 weeks, is it?
is that isolation, is it?
Yeah, well, since the full-on lockdown, it was a week and a half ago, I think he announced it.
Yeah, I think it was.
Yeah, they said they're going to try and get 10,000 tests done a day, I think, as well.
It was 100,000, wasn't it?
That's what I thought I
100,000.
heard, but I was looking there, and that just looks stupid numbers. There's only been 150,000 altogether,
Look
and I heard
now.
100,000, so I thought I misheard it.
No, it is
Yeah,
100,000 by
but-
the end of April, because America have got that similar kind of levels.
But they want to be doing that a day.
The thing that worries
Yeah.
me from a personal perspective, boys, is that it's very close to home with me, obviously.
It's close to home with everyone.
Like, I understand that, but for example, like, I don't know if your guys' parents have any severe underlying health conditions, but like, it does worry me more because obviously with my dad's like lung condition,
Yeah.
it is a very like he got a text saying really he shouldn't be out of the house at all, not even for a walk, but he's still going on walks because you know he's just being careful. We're living in a remote area where you won't see anyone going on walks, but that does worry me a little bit about this.
Is there
the
any
whole
extra
disease thing.
precautions you thought of taking or not, Wardy?
Yeah, well, I have
You just
been
try to stay
really,
as normal as
That's
possible.
why I finished school the week before they shut. So,
Yeah,
because I went in on that Monday that they shut on the Friday, and there was people coughing and spluttering everywhere,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
And
there was.
the thing is, when you go to a school like that, you get that sort of posh person mentality where it's like we've got money, so we're gonna. I'm not mentioning any names, but we're invincible because daddy's got money. That's their sort of attitude,
Yeah.
a lot
Well,
of them.
The thing is, as well, there's people that came out the week after we left. The whole that family from around here came out having all coronavirus, and their 2 kids who are in school,
Yeah.
easily
It's like-
spreading it around.
Yeah, I mean, what was your sort of reaction, lads, when on that? I think it was a Wednesday, wasn't it? Because we
Yeah,
had the
Wednesday
Thursday
evening.
and
Wednesday
then
Yeah,
a Friday.
it was a Wednesday
when
night.
when we sort of got
Crazy.
told that
I was
it was
more surprised
school
at
was
everyone else's
continuing.
reaction
Hello?
to it. Oh my god, no prom.
Burg, we
No.
can hear you.
What happened?
We're just
Uh,
talking about your initial reaction to the news of schools being closed and exams. What was it on that day?
It was.
Oh,
It was.
I was horrified. I couldn't believe it.
Seriously.
No, not really.
See, for me, it was like I was so relieved, but then again, I was also a bit bummed. Like,
now
actually, I
looking
can't
back,
lie, I wasn't really that bummed out
No,
about
now
it.
I was just so surprising. It's
now
like
looking
it's like
back
you
at
thought throughout
Really?
that
Were you
whole time.
surprised?
I was genuinely. I was there like they won't. Genuinely, I was like, our government will not have the balls to do this, and then they did it, and I was there like, oh lads, what are we
Oh
gonna
my
do
God.
now? Yeah, exactly. But
Lads,
that's my
I had to
reaction.
go because I had to wish my cousin a happy 18th birthday while he's stuck at Barnwell Castle. So
Oh, we're talking about Barney.
Yeah, I didn't actually finish that part, did I? But
We got John in as well. Come
the
on,
only
John.
thing,
Yeah.
the only thing I was gonna
Lads.
say, the only thing I was saying about it though was on that
John's
day,
mic.
and I went, oh god, John's mic,
John.
and there he goes. He's
Yeah,
probably
carry on, Wally.
reconnecting. He's probably
No, carry on.
reconnected. But we have at our school, we had like a nurse, like a medical centre where you could go. And I went for advice on it because you were ill, Sam, weren't you?
Yeah, I
that
was on the
Monday.
Monday, yeah.
And so I was a bit like, what shall I do here?
Shit,
And I
you
was
got-
saying, there's people coughing all over the place here at this. Like, I don't really feel like this is safe at all. And they just sort of brushed it under the carpet. And then I remember ringing my mum straight after and saying, I'm not coming back here. Like, it's ridiculous. And then lo and behold, 2 days later, it was cancelled anyway. It was shut anyway.
It was a weird week. I remember because
It felt like it felt unnatural on the Thursday.
Yeah.
And we were literally just sat there at break time, and then the head
Yeah,
teacher, came down and was like, "Oh yeah, it's all over basically," and it was like no one knew what to do.
And then we were
Timo?
just like, well, what are we really meant to do now? Because obviously it was so abrupt. But you know, I actually respect the school a lot because what they did to try and sort of give us a send off was actually reasonably good. But it was like I was actually doing work because we had biology, you know, and we did work, and I was literally there like, this is the last day in March time, and we're doing work. Like, why can't we actually get like, you know, what we really
Mr.
deserve?
Randall in
And
chemistry expected us to do moles, so I just started playing Clash of Clans instead.
name names, Burg.
Yeah,
I was
we've
more
already
surprised at
we've
everyone
already
else's reaction, how upset they were they're not going to have a prom rather than the
wasn't
fact there's
upset.
a pandemic.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
was
didn't
crying.
really care.
I was upset.
It was every.
No,
Oh, yeah,
Really?
It was an
you were crying.
anticlimax, really, wasn't
I
it?
just didn't like school. That was the thing. Every day I'd go in, I just didn't like it. So it was like
Paddy,
I wasn't.
The pressure.
you think you had it bad.
Burg. Sorry, lad. Sorry to disappoint you, but yeah, like it's just school wasn't enjoyable. So when we left, it wasn't like, oh no, we're not gonna be here anymore.
Yeah,
It was
same,
more like
yeah.
it
We
was
had a
more
great
like,
footy match. throughout the
wait,
way.
what am I gonna do with my time now? Like that's what I was thinking.
That's what your reaction was in the group chat, really. I remember it being a bit like, it was just you were in a bit of a state of shock. I remember you being like happy 1 minute, then you were gutted, and then you were happy again.
Yeah, exactly. But that's how it was. I
just
genuinely don't get those
crazy.
people who are sort of just like, oh, all right then, like just get on with it.
And you know
it was
what
like,
does my head in though? It's those people that are like, that say that they hated, like you see a few TikToks of it and they were like, school is better than quarantine, but then they'd be the same people that rant
Said they
about
hated
how
school.
crap school is.
Yeah.
Like, genuinely, for me, boys, there was no negatives to this because just imagine, I know some of you might actually
God.
enjoy school, but just think of everything that makes school bearable or good and take all of that away and then put yourself in a school full of people that, you know, you find it more
Wankers.
difficult to get on with.
Yeah,
And you know, and yes, I had a few. I'm not dropping names of anybody in here for the good, if I've got a positive opinion or negative opinion of them, but there was only really one real close person, and a couple of others that really helped me get through that time at
you know,
school.
school was
And
just
so
what it
I was so relieved.
I enjoyed it. I liked school.
It was just, I thought it was just more about, you know, you get through it, you start summer, and here we go. You know, I'm actually finally gonna have a laugh now. But I'll get what I need. That's sort of what I saw school as. And then
Yeah.
you move on. You move on to the next bit of education or whatever. It's not a thing about really, you know, holding too many emotional attachments to school or whatever,
Yeah.
because I
No,
didn't feel
yeah,
any.
yeah.
Because
Completely.
it wasn't completely awful. It wasn't good either. So it was like, but
Even
yeah,
when you
but
try to enjoy it and put yourself behind the work, to say the enjoyment doesn't really
exactly.
match up to putting yourself behind the work. It's
Yeah.
just a bit.
Just now as well, you know, the Secretary of State for Health has
Oh,
has
he's an
basically
ugly
gone.
man.
No, not that
He's
one.
an
Not
ugly
that one.
That one.
Has basically gone. All footballers should cut their wages and stuff like that.
They should. I think they
pay up.
should because they're not actually doing work, are they? Like if
You know,
other
you got
people,
you got people like Jesse Lingard, and you think you've stolen a like a life.
Yeah, but if other people
you-
like, do you know like how the government put into place where people are now getting like, if you're not working 80% of your wages, footballers aren't working and they're not even training. So surely they should get cut because they'll still be
Yeah.
because 80% of their
Wait, so
wage is still massive.
they're losing 80% or they're getting 80%?
They're still getting 80%.
Is that what it is? Is that what it is?
80%. Yeah.
I'll check it now.
It's 80%.
It's
So
crazy.
they're not
yeah,
getting paid.
furlough,
They're
the
getting
furlough
paid
system
20%
or
less than they would
whatever,
normally.
Yeah, it's wrong. They should just give it up just
Okay.
to because I know a lot of clubs have.
Yeah. Well, I don't think you should just give you all of it up, but you should at least take half of your wage, at least.
Well, 20%.
Because some people will
massive.
have things like mortgages to pay and bills
Yeah.
to pay.
No, I mean,
Especially when
as
they're on a
much
higher
as-
bracket.
didn't Sunak
Yeah.
sort all of that out?
Sophie, first of all, I personally wouldn't be sitting here supporting Boris if I thought he was racist.
Like, he gave absolutely loads
No,
of
he
promises.
does.
Yeah, he
but
did. Yeah.
Can I be totally honest though, boys? I think the one thing is you think
Gordy.
footballer. Sorry, boys. Sorry, but
That's fine.
you
it's
think
fine. Carry on.
footballer and you think like totally comfortable, but some of these League One, League Two footballers that are on, you know, £850 to £1,000 a week, you know, they won't be able to afford to just.
That's still a
No,
lot
but
though.
that's
a
still
grand a
But you
week.
50
think
grand
about
a
it. You
year,
think about
but-
it, and you think these lads who are sat on like the reserves for like say Everton, for example, and they'll be earning maybe, you know, they'll be earning like $8,000 a month or something like that. And you think $8,000 a month, right? That's still like a
96
substantial
grand a
amount of money
year,
over
96
over a
grand a
year, exactly.
For
And you think that's
2 months,
way
you could take
above.
£4,000 a month, couldn't you? That would be
Yeah,
perfectly
exactly.
fine.
But it's not for these. It's not for these types of players. Like you think about the difference in wages maybe between like a Premier League player, just a standard Premier League player, like your Danny Drinkwater
We'll just keep grafting.
or something like that, and
Well,
like
like 50,
you know,
50k,
yeah,
would you say?
yeah, and you think the difference between that and maybe like a reasonably good Championship player, there'll still be like there'll be a big
Massive
difference.
17,000.
So
I think
it is good.
reasonably average.
I think it's good that this has been put in place because it's actually a time when they should probably give back a bit more.
100%, yeah.
Would you rather they cut
but
the
not-
wages and just the club gave it to them, or just put it down to the players to give half their wages anyway?
It should be the club. The club needs
yeah,
to put it in place for all
yeah.
players. It's really what should be going on.
Yeah, I agree with that, Sam.
I know, like some clubs have been cutting their wages to pay for the match day staff. So I know,
yeah.
I know Leeds have put in place that all players and managers in the first team squad should they've all cut their wages to pay for to give the wage to the match day staff rather than.
What do you mean give the wage to the match day staff?
So
like
are they not
stewards,
getting paid at
You
all?
think about it. No, you think about it, and they'll earn. You know, they'll have pretty pivotal jobs, and you know they won't earn like maybe a 20% cut of like a normal player, something like that. In a Premier League team, they'll probably earn like about 5% of it. So you know they probably should give back to these types of people. And,
well, it's because their
yeah.
main source of income is the ticket sales and like match day sales and everything like that, and because they can't actually.
They only earn five. It says here on average £7 an hour, but it can be £5 to £20 an hour.
They're not on
depending on-
money at all. Yeah, they're struggling.
And it's why,
Yeah.
like, yes, they should be given to their own club as well as health workers, I think, as well. But should we go on to a lighter topic?
Yeah, well, I was
Because-
thinking about this. I was
that was a
thinking
bit
just
of a
as you were going
deep-
over that, you know, talking about Leeds and all. Who do you think's going to go up in the Championship, boys?
Leeds.
I don't think it'll ever
In the
happen,
Champ-
mate, unfortunately.
I think it will. I
Do you
think it
think
will.
Can
Do
I
you
be
think it's-
totally honest? My opinions on football, I think it's a matter of time until they veto all the seasons. And as much as I think that's totally the wrong thing to do, and that in my opinion, I think it doesn't matter if you're still playing this season in September or October. That's the priority. You can't get 30 games, 35 games into a season and just cancel it. And
Yeah,
like
well,
they did that in the
yeah.
lower leagues. They did that in the lower leagues.
I mean,
and
obviously,
I can understand it slightly in the lower leagues because they have to work. You know, they're not professionals.
stop.
Yeah,
But you know, the thing is, obviously, because I'm a Liverpool fan and all,
yeah.
like if this gets written off, then
Oh, for goodness
City
sake,
could
stop putting
rebuild.
pictures of the penis in.
Yeah, we haven't
Yeah,
won.
exactly.
Then it's another year of not Liverpool not winning the
Build
league.
up. Chelsea could build up.
Yeah,
And
No,
before
it's
we know,
not
even
fair at all.
United, even United, they might
Oh,
even.
get
So
in.
this is our yeah, Burg, big fan.
I think the thing
Loyal-
is as
loyal
well,
supporter since
though,
day one.
Patrick, is it's so obvious that you're gonna win the league that it's like I feel like if the title, for example, if you were 6 or 7 points clear, you'd feel hard done to, you'd feel incredibly hard done by, but it's not like you were gonna get. It's not like you couldn't get caught. Whereas
Yeah.
now you've
I
pretty
know
much
we were
you
clear.
were a
We were
game or
clear,
two away from winning it.
but that happens, doesn't it? I was, to be honest, like, because obviously it was like decided near the top, but at the bottom it was still like fully in play. So
Yeah.
it's not like this season's completely like naff. It's like there actually would have been something to play for. It's just because all the rival fans will be ecstatic now.
It's
But
disgusting,
that's understandable
really, isn't
because
it?
I
to be
reckon
honest,
you
no,
just simulate
if I
it on
found
FIFA.
if United were at this point in the season and they were clear, and the season got cancelled, I'd completely, I'd be ecstatic about it. That's just how it is
Nah,
because I don't like seeing them do
it's how
well.
it
But if they
is.
don't,
But
if they don't like seeing us well, I mean, they are our rivals, so it's it's pretty understandable.
I mean, I hate Man United. You know how much I hate Man United and Man City, boys. But
Oh,
I couldn't physically.
Burg didn't like that.
I think that especially the fact that Liverpool haven't won it in so long as well. I feel like the amount of like pleasure that it gives certain people just shows how sad they really are, though.
Gives Burge a
mean,
lot
Ah,
of
it's
pleasure.
how it
Like
is.
we all
all the
get
time.
happy if
Burg
the
has a
team
big
loses,
erection
but
over it.
it's the amount
did,
of pleasure
I
that
did.
it's giving certain people really just makes me think you're so sad.
We all
You
know,
know?
like, obviously now, how much we actually miss football or whatever.
Oh
And,
yeah,
this
Christ.
is a big, like, gap in people's lives. I don't think people realise that. That
It's a hole in my
when
life.
football's on, it's all people watch. Obviously you, Berg,
Yeah.
I'm watching
And,
it every day,
and,
non-stop. Man U all the time.
for when like Liverpool did bad, for example, like when we lost to Watford, people
Loser.
were absolutely buzzing.
I was
Shut up,
buzzing.
Berg.
I was ecstatic. I was so happy.
Petberg. But it's the same. It's the same. It's like when Leeds lost to Derby. Imagine the amount of people who were so happy about that.
Yeah.
It's because
Yeah.
that's just how
I
it
was
is.
actually
That's how it is.
disappointed, to be honest.
They should
I
they
wasn't.
should
I wanted to
they,
see Leeds in the
love
Premier
that.
League.
they should do
That was great.
they should do what Germany are going to be doing with the Bundesliga and the Bundesliga 2, because next season they're I don't know if they're crowning Bayern champions, but they're promoting the top two teams from the league below and then not relegating anyone. So
Yeah,
and
yeah,
then
yeah. And
Really?
then
But
the
that
season
only
after,
suits.
the
No,
season
I'm not gonna
after,
lie, Sam, and I'm not trying to say this to sound thing, but that sounds glamorous to you because it benefits Leeds. If you were third and a point, if you were third and
But it's
3
not a point.
points
It's
off
not a point.
looking like at the
seconds,
moment. Who's near the top? So I bet it's
Leeds and
Fulham's
West
up there,
Brom
aren't
it
they?
is.
Yeah,
Leeds
Fulham
and
are
West Brom.
third.
Right. To be honest, I was
If you're
wondering
a
about
Fulham fan, you wouldn't
Forest.
want that though.
How are they doing? Forest now.
Okay,
They had a
Not
slip.
well.
They
You know what
had a
really
slip.
was frustrating me though is
What?
we were on for a late playoff run as well.
No,
being
no,
genuinely
you
serious.
weren't. No, you weren't.
Sam.
What are you,
You should have
13th,
seen our
mate?
yeah, and we're 8 points
How many-
off. But you should see the fixtures we had to play.
Hey, how many points
We
are you
were
away
playing
from? You're
8
20
points. We were
21 points away from Leeds at the top.
yeah, but from the playoffs, I'm
The
talking.
playoffs, you're about.
And if you look at our
Oh,
fixtures,
only about 5 points. Only about 5 points.
if you look at our fixtures coming as well, we were in really mint form, and we had Barnsley at home. We had Middlesbrough away. We had, I think, Luton to play again. We had all the bottom teams. Wigan we had to play. We had like a run of 5 or 6
You can't
games that
write them off,
I
though,
could have
can
seen
you?
us winning. No, I'm not
No.
saying that, but it was starting to look like, hello, we could have a little playoff run here. And I mean,
Because then it's
that
also
got
then you're
nipped in the
hoping for
bud.
the other teams in the playoffs to start slipping up.
Oh
which-
yeah, don't get me wrong. I'm not delusional. We wouldn't have made the playoffs probably, but that just killed our season, our
Look
momentum
now.
totally.
You look now and you see Borough, and Borough are near the bottom. They're on 19th.
Yeah, they're crazy.
Yeah,
that is.
they could have been like on for
going down.
Did they make playoffs last year, or were they just near it?
They just missed out.
Yeah, exactly. And you think that switches in the season, then you look at Sunderland now as well.
That
Like
makes Championship the best league in the world for me. Yeah.
Sunderland are 7th in League One now. That's how far they've fallen.
Really?
So yeah.
Sunderland till I die.
Oh,
Have
have
I
any of you
counted
watched
it?
that yet? Yeah, I've watched
No.
the first episode of season 2.
Good.
I don't want to say anything to spoil it, but
I don't watch it anyways. But
Yeah.
I would
yeah,
say
just-
it's pretty
just spoil
good.
it.
Yeah.
I
It
saw
is
a
pretty
clip
good.
of it.
Oh
that
no,
was-
because
they were
might
trying
be
to
people, might be all those people
watching.
listening who'll be eagerly
Avid
listening
Sunderland till I
to
die
not find out
viewers.
about
No, please,
Sunderland.
Waddy. Please don't tell me what happens in Sunderland till I die.
Yeah, if you've made it this far, well done to you.
Slap something in the comments. Say
Say
Johnny
you nice
Baines
minge.
is eating. Johnny Baines is I don't
Eating
know.
his spag ball, isn't it? He was having a spag ball. with
It was
some
meatballs,
meatballs.
wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, Johnny
Yeah, Johnny
yeah,
Baines is
he's-
big meatballs. That's
yeah,
what you got to put down.
basically the one who came in the middle, Johnny, went for meatballs over the podcast. So
He went for a
shame on
big
him.
poo.
Shame on him.
Big poo. Oh.
I feel like though, like back the
So
thing
what
with
is
the
going to happen,
football
boys,
is
with all the
it's
football?
just
Like, what do you think's gonna
nobody
happen?
knows, do they? Nobody knows.
No one
Nobody
can say
knows,
anything.
I don't
They're
know.
thinking about doing like massive camps, aren't they? Where after a month of, so in 2 more
Gulag.
weeks.
Gulag.
Actually fair and FIFA.
Yeah, they
If
fight to the
Kevin De
death.
Bruyne beats up
Basically,
Mo Salah, that means Man City win the
I haven't
league.
played any Warzone have you yet, Burg?
I have.
Oh no, I have.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What, is any
Berg,
good?
he's a Gulag
Is any
king,
good?
apparently.
Gulag King, 100%. Played on Justin's PS4. Fuck shit up.
It's a good game, but it's like it's difficult to get kills, and the map's massive.
Yeah.
If it's
Apparently
hard
he's
for
a
you to
bit
get kills, then
dogless.
you just need to get good.
He's a bit boring.
I can see how
No,
it gets
Fortnite
boring.
as well, lads. Like...
Oh yeah, we
Fortnite.
got back into
Fortnite's coming back a little bit. I quite like it.
Well,
It's
with
more
us-
enjoyable now. I think I've figured out why as well. I think it's just because, like, that sort of
We
core
care less.
sweaty group has either dipped or it's just. I think is it gameplay just more fair now. Like,
Oh,
It's
I
do
would
you know when
say
you get
it's less
ability
of an
gameplay now? I
yeah,
think.
ability.
I
That's
think
just so much better than when you just get built like triple ramp rushed. When you're
Yeah.
like trying to
Yeah.
just. Yeah. It's
I was
just,
saying
it's
The
so much
thing
better
is
now.
as well. The thing is what I
you
like
still
about
get some
Fortnite
absolute
now.
nerds though, don't you? That just
Oh,
absolutely
yeah.
slap you up.
The thing is what I like about Fortnite now. The thing I don't like is I think there's way too much going on with it. If I'm being
Yeah.
honest.
I don't understand the start.
There's
like-
helicopters in it. You can
Like,
fly.
If I'm being
Nice
honest,
bird.
I much preferred it when it was just tilted towers. You had the battle pass, and that was it. I mean, I haven't bought the battle pass.
No,
but you know what I mean.
that's one thing I was thinking why we also enjoy it more now. It's because like none of us are like worried about buying the latest skin or getting to the top of the battle pass and things like
God.
that. We just
I was
want to
such a
play the
little
game.
neek. I always used to buy the skins.
Yeah, we
Oh, God.
just want to play the
Yeah,
game.
Wasted so
rather
much
than-
money.
Rather
Yeah.
than wasting money, we're just playing the game like normal. It's actually just quite nice, just not worrying
That's
about.
another thing on gaming. We were going to talk about it last night on the podcast that we recorded last night, but I feel like it could be my time to rant about FIFA right now.
Randy Orton slithering. Watch out, watch out, watch out! Oh my God! RKO out of nowhere! RKO out of nowhere!
Do you want to go off about FIFA?
That game is buried.
I
Anyone who
mean,
still plays that game,
Well,
I haven't played
regularly.
it.
thing
like,
is, I
regularly in
played
2
it
years.
today. I played an online friendlies against one of my mates, and I won 2-0. And it's just the gameplay. You could tell that he'd been playing online because all he did was just do things that are so like the way you win now is you get the ball, you just pass the team to death, and then you get the ball on the edge of the box, and you just do drag backs and fake shots, and then just that's it.
Finesse.
You like
Tell me it's a finesse.
No, it's ridiculous. Honestly, I genuinely would say FIFA is probably the biggest waste of potential game ever released.
When was
I would
last
go
time?
that far.
When was last time you regularly had fun playing a FIFA game?
when I
Apart
first
from
got
Pro
the
Clubs,
FIFA
FIFA
or
16,
including Pro
FIFA
Clubs.
17
No,
maybe.
no, like the gameplay. Like you'd hop on Ultimate Team, you'd be like,
Oh
do
god.
you know what? I actually want to play this today, and not just fucking hell, I'll go get through my
Like year
FUT
7 or
Champions.
year 8,
FIFA
maybe.
17 for
I think
me.
FIFA 17 and 18.
FIFA 17 with man the match Son.
Oh
Oh,
yeah. And when Player
that
of the Month just came out.
yeah.
The
In
And
my-
year
See,
after,
that's a
I think,
problem
was
honest,
for
really
me.
good.
There's
'cause
way too many
whichever
cards
year I
now.
got one of the ones to watch Mane that year.
I got that Salah.
Player of
I
the
got
Month.
that. I got that Salah, and I got that Mbappe.
You know,
Yeah.
one thing that I think
You
they
got
should
Griezmann
definitely
as well,
bring
didn't
into
you?
FIFA
Yeah,
Ultimate Team
yeah.
though, that would make it interesting for me. I don't know if it'd make it interesting for you, but I've always thought that in Ultimate Team there was a lack for there was like a gap for like a card collectors type thing. So if you like collected a set of a certain
Match
card,
attacks.
then yeah, but you know what I mean, like that match attack type aspect.
There's always
Because
been
that would keep me interested.
Yeah.
If you had like a collector's book
stickers collection.
where you could say if you had like a book section of it where if you collected every card for a certain team, you got 10,000. Well, obviously more than that, but do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You get
That
a
would
reward,
be
like maybe a
interesting.
special card or a legend that you
But
can
there's
only
way
get
too
through that.
many special cards in
Yeah,
my
I get
opinion now.
confused. Like I was watching a FIFA video just to see like because
what is
what
it?
it was like. and
What's
there's
the ones
so
that were
many.
released the other week?
I think
I
there's like
dunno.
glitch cards, isn't there, or something like
There's
that.
too many, isn't there? There's way too many.
Bottom of the tier
now.
list for me.
No, genuinely though, FIFA for me though, it was FIFA 18 that really changed it for me. Like the bad FIFAs started coming, and like let's be honest, FIFA 20, what was it sold on? Volta. Who's touched Volta after the first week of the game?
I don't even know what
What's
it is.
Volta?
Yeah.
That
It's like
Patrick
yeah,
is Patrick's. Yeah, he's there.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's your sort of FIFA Street revamp that they tried to do because obviously
Oh,
FIFA Street
yeah.
was
And it was
banging like
flop.
back
It
in
was
the
the
day.
same with adding
like-
women to the game, wasn't it? No one.
Wait,
There's
they
nothing
had
with
women
No,
in
that
the
was
game?
just sort of
the
was just-
journey.
that was just sort of more a thing of
Are
equality.
women in the
But
game?
the journey,
Yeah.
the original journey, right, where they just did that. Which year did it come out? Was that 17? That was
Yeah.
17, wasn't
Yeah.
it? Yeah,
Mhm.
that was good. That was good when it first came out. But
It
then
was
they just
okay.
no, it was
I
good when it
could
first
never-
came out. Like
yeah.
it was, but it
Trouble
was
with
like
it though is
thing
you
is,
finish it after
FIFA's
a couple of weeks of playing, and then that's it for the rest of.
FIFA's just not exciting anymore. There's nothing new. It's the same thing every time. They change
You're
FUT
just
Champions
trying-
slightly.
yeah.
They touch Pro Clubs and career mode like every now and then, but it's just
They,
it's
no, they do
dull.
aesthetics to
Well-
pro clubs. Don't
While
they?
while other games are actually making headway and stuff like that. You think about
And they're actually
you know
changing.
think about
yeah.
games like GTA, right? GTA have put out constant updates.
Ah, shit. Here we go again.
Obviously, we don't know about
constantly.
6. Like, but that's a game which obviously has a good team behind it, and then they've also got Red Dead and stuff like that. So you think, well, what's EA doing, right? Where they're that lazy that they're just putting out
Taxing
just
money off
shit,
all the 10-year-olds
shit
buying
all
points.
the time.
They've been banned
And
in
it's
some
not only
countries,
that.
haven't they?
The thing that really annoys me about FIFA is you get the people that just suck up to EA that put out all these YouTube videos of pack openings and things, and you're just thinking
Have
to
you seen
yourself,
how much
you're just
money they used to spend on pack
you're just manipulating, like people like Bates, and I'm
Hi guys, and welcome to a bit of a different video by myself, Bates and 86.
sure he's a nice guy, but
Burg's
him
today.
buying, no, I know
Bates
he's a
and
meme,
Burg.
but him buying
You what?
like £100,000
Burg,
worth
what you
of
doing,
FIFA
mate?
points.
Oh,
What
I'm just-
message
I'm
does
just
that
on Instagram, mate.
send?
Well, it just makes
Burg?
all the little kids watching him really want to buy FIFA points, not just.
Yeah.
But he's
They know their
got
audience and they
he's
know how
got
to
a
get money
child
off
as
them.
well. He's got a child,
No.
and he's like, yeah, he
Pop
does.
Shaggy
Bateson does have a child, and
He
he's
does.
like, he's spending money like absolute barrels on like,
On a
he's spending
game.
barrels on like
A
this
game.
dead game. Anyway, I just don't like the fact that you can play FIFA all you want. Career mode's still good, but like the rest of
Oh,
it,
career mode is
if you're
banging.
playing FUT Champions, then
Nah.
mate,
Can I be totally
something
honest?
else to do with your life.
Genuinely, FIFA is only enjoyable for me for the first week and a half of the game being released, and then from that moment onwards, it's crap. For the first week and a half, though, that's all everybody wants to play, and then from that point on, it's dog. It's just gar,
So
and
what
they're
was
probably
your-
not going to release it now, are they?
Well,
Because
no, they
obviously
are.
the sort of I think the sort of golden era for like my growing up in games and everything like that is when obviously I don't know which FIFA it was. But it was a good FIFA, and then COD Ghost was out, and then
Oh,
I think
love
That would have been
that was
15
a good
or
time of
16.
game. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But that was like a good
2015,
time
yeah.
of games. Like what now? What have we got? Like what have we got now? We've got like limited things.
You've got
so,
you've got
you know.
Fortnite and you've got your Gulag.
Minecraft.
I have to admit, when
don't forget
Fortnite
that.
first got released, though, that was the best time probably.
It's good,
I
yeah.
didn't play it until like
Xbox.
3 or 4 months after it was released, and it sort of blew
See,
up.
I have to admit, the first couple of seasons of Fortnite.
They say don't break the brick down. Isn't that a thing? That's a thing, right? Don't do it. Don't do it. You're not gonna like what's on the other side. I warn you. I fucking told you. I can't stop me.
I really enjoyed like the games, and then I just went off it totally for like a year and a half.
Yeah. With
Wait, what?
with FIFA, like in some European countries, isn't it getting done for being
Yeah, Belgium,
gambling,
I'm pretty sure.
It's gambling.
And the pack system or something, yeah.
Yeah, the Ultimate Team's classed as gambling, so it's been banned because like it's getting kids into gambling really early.
What are you doing then?
But as I said,
why is it
though,
into gambling?
It's
'Cause you pay money for
it's,
the
it's
points.
hypocrisy, though, isn't
Imagine,
it? It's
imagine how much
hypocrisy.
money. Imagine how much money they've earned off that game. Off like kids who
Yeah.
like. Do you remember? We know who it is. We all know who it is.
Yeah, we
Who
know
nicked
who that
who nicked his
Yeah.
mum's credit card
That was
to
FIFA
spend on the
14.
World Cup.
Lionel Richie half time would be nice, wouldn't it?
I'll come and sort it out.
I tell you what, give me a kiss.
Kudos to him if he's
How much
actually
did he
listening
spend
to this,
again?
but-
Shout
Oh,
out to him.
loads,
I think he packed
loads.
Yaya Toure when Yaya Toure.
Is that when he
No,
packed
packed-
Neymar as
packed-
well? He did the same
He
thing.
packed Schweinsteiger, didn't he? Like that was his
Oh,
sort of
yeah.
picks. And man, I
Wait,
could
who
never
was
do
it?
that.
Who was it?
All I'll say
We'll
is
type it.
one
I'll type
thing.
it in.
And if you remember, if you remember,
I'm not
then
surprised.
you're
Did
an
you see how much he
OG
spent on Fortnite?
Tom Ward Year 6 sleepover. The coins have come. An informed Freddie Guard.
Yeah,
lads,
that's
I just
another
searched up
thing.
here.
Yeah.
FIFA makes its
Oh,
revenue
that was love that.
4.6 billion
Yeah,
for
that's
FIFA
not a
18.
surprise. That's not a surprise.
FIFA
Yeah.
18.
And then that's another
And
thing.
then-
I felt.
Oh wait,
go
that was
on,
just in
go
one
on.
country.
I'll tell
That
you
was just in
afterwards.
one country.
Yeah.
4.8 billion in one single country.
Yeah, I felt that the game actually died after coin buying when that's when it was
Yeah,
fun.
when price.
No, it took
Stars
another. It
came
took
in.
another
No,
2 years
no.
to die after.
I could not have proper fun because that was a fun part of the game. The fact that you just get a massive advantage over someone for
yeah.
buying like 200k for like a fiver, and you'd be there like
Yeah.
you know that was when it was
And
fun.
things like
because-
pink slips used to and trade offers and stuff.
Lads, I can't even relate to that. That is like the year I joined, like the few months I joined. I remember they were there for a little bit, like maybe a month. That I started
Yeah.
playing FIFA, and they were gone. So I never really got to truly.
Yeah, I can't
So
lie.
I remember
like,
you, Paddy. I went round your house one time. You sold your whole team and went, "It's all right. I'll buy 400k tomorrow."
If you want coins, some FIFA coins, just go to Coins for Mom and use Mom for FIFA.
Something like that.
Yeah, that was how it was.
I remember that the coins would come, and I remember waking up and they never came, and then they actually did come though.
But you know, like obviously because we've had that whole FIFA conversation now and sort of that. What have any of you sort of been playing COD or anything like that? You know?
I have. I played.
No.
I got.
I played a bit of Warzone.
I got Modern Warfare. Do you know the new COD? The new Modern Warfare.
Any good? Is that any good?
We played
I'd
it around
say-
his house, Paddy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It
But I know
was.
that some of them were flops, weren't they? Like real, like.
It was good, and I think Warzone sort of just like an extra on top of it all, especially because it's free as well.
Yeah.
But the
Yeah.
But
How is it just an extra on top? It's 90 gigs.
Yeah, I know. That's
Just 'cause
crazy.
I'm looking now, and there was the last few COD games were obviously Modern Warfare, and then before that
One of them I love.
it was Black Ops 4, and then
That
before
Oh
was
that,
yeah, I
bad.
remember that.
That was
Black
bad.
I
Ops
remember
it was
3.
World
I
War
liked
II.
3.
I can't
I
remember
liked
what
World War
was
II.
Black Ops 4. Can someone just say what the like
It was
stuff
naff.
was on it?
The storyline was really bad.
Yeah, but
I
what
thought
was
it
like the
fantastic.
online? What some of the maps? I
Was
can't
that
remember
3?
them.
Was that 3? 3. I don't know. Anyways, when they
3 was
started going into that sort of
futuristic.
futuristic
3 was
time, I think that's
That's
when
Black
COD
Ops 3
really.
when you could do like wall riding and stuff. That's Black Ops
No, I
3.
thought that
hated
was not Modern Warfare. What was it? The one
What,
just before
Mod-
that with the
Infinite
flying
Warfare.
ones.
Infinite
Yeah,
Warfare.
that one.
That was the first
That
one.
one
Yeah.
was.
Before that, what was it? Like
Black Ops
Sorry
2
about
was the
that,
one before
boys.
that. I think.
yeah.
Modern Warfare
Black
3.
Ops
I'm
2,
guessing.
best game ever. I'd say one of the best.
Can I
games.
be
Yeah, that's where
honest?
it peaked anyway. Definitely
Which
that's
one
where
was
it
that?
peaked. Black Ops 2 Nuketown.
Yeah, see, for me, oh yeah,
Ops 2
Black
was
Ops
good.
4 had Nuketown and that. My favourite Call of Duty was Ghosts, but also I loved World War II because I loved the
yeah.
war mode.
There was
Jason
mixed
Gill's
things on
favourite
World
on
War
it.
2. There's mixed views on World
I
War 2.
loved
wasn't
World
there?
Some
War
people
II.
hated it. I loved it so much. I would get it back in a heartbeat if I could.
What did you love about it?
then? Yeah, what was the best
I
part?
loved war.
Yeah.
I just loved playing war.
Realistic.
And also, it was just like realistic maps and realistic guns. I just loved it. Absolutely loved Call of Duty World War
Yeah,
II.
that's sort of on the World War thing. Another good game was Battlefield 1. Battlefield 1 was a good game. Don't know if any of you have played it or not, but that was obviously
I've played it.
it was around
good.
World War 1.
Yeah,
and that was
Black
good.
Ops 4, I do remember. I remember Farming
4.
Simulator as well.
Yeah, that's a quality game. Farming
Boys, what
Simulator.
about Gang Beasts? Remember when Gang Beasts blew up?
No,
for a
I've
good few
never
months?
had it.
Never played it.
Shut up, Sog. You played it.
I can't. I don't remember.
Well, you just used to hide offline and play FIFA. I know you did.
Oh, I
No,
can remember
I
the
played
World.
FIFA instead.
You know what I'm thinking of re-downloading FIFA 18 just for the World Cup mode.
That wasn't even a good World Cup. mode, though.
FIFA 14 World Cup
That
mode
was the best.
Oh, that was goated. That was so good.
Do you reckon if you went on FIFA 14 World Cup mode, you get a match?
No.
The servers.
I might re-download FIFA 18 and see if there is one.
My team FIFA 18 was godly.
Or maybe
that's when
FIFA 16.
FIFA realised that everything was going down. They made it easy to get so many good players.
I might re-download FIFA 16.
I don't think the servers are up anymore for 16.
Play a career mode, maybe.
Really, a 16 career mode? What? Or 15 is when you
Anyway,
used to be able to
boys,
duplicate
I
money.
think what I'm gonna have to do though right now is probably dip.
Dip.
Dip. Well, we might go for just a bit longer and then.
The last thing I was sort of going to come on to was like, lads, when it comes to sort of staying fit in the house during this time or whatever, what sort of things, or
Oh yeah, I'll stay
what
for
sort
that.
of things?
Actually.
What sort of things?
Lots and lots of pull-ups.
Yeah, like what are you going to? So
pull-ups,
yeah,
dips, abs every day.
I genuinely do not a lot other than all I try and do a day is get out for at least a walk up and down my village, which is like a mile total, so it's not very far. But I at least try and do that at the very minimum, and then I'll do 100 squats and 50 press-ups per day. Not all at the same time, just like at points. And then that's it. That is honestly all I do. Because I don't really feel motivated enough to do anything else.
Yeah.
Oh, it's the thing, isn't it? It's like trying to stay motivated during this time is obviously a bit hard or whatever. But because I think more than anything, you find yourself procrastinating. To be honest.
He's gone. Wardy's gone.
Has he?
He's gonna procrastinate.
Yeah,
he's off for a walk.
Yeah,
poor Wardy.
Burge, what are you doing to keep
I know
fit
exactly what you mean, Paddy. I've found myself having loads of naps and then sitting up and just thinking about random stuff at random times.
I just find myself on phone. Oh wait, I better check my tapped out village, lads. Just gotta.
Oh yeah. No, can we talk about tapped out? Like,
let's have a quick chat about tapped out.
Me and Patrick have recently got absolutely addicted to Simpsons tapped out.
I'm not exactly addicted to it, but I forgot how good it was.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Oh, wait, the Simpsons.
Yeah, the Simpsons tapped out. Probably one of the best mobile games out there.
I'm
Yeah,
sure
yeah,
Burg
it's
used to
good.
bang
It's
on
good. But you know, you've got to have something. You got to have something to sort of entertain yourself, haven't you? But can't all
Archie,
just
what are
wank,
you
wank
saying?
for like 8 hours straight.
Yeah,
Burg,
no one
Burg,
does that.
do you agree
here.
with that statement? Or would
Archie,
you like to disagree?
I didn't hear what you said.
Patrick said
Wank
you need to
loads,
keep
Burg.
yourself entertained instead of wanking loads.
Oh yeah, I agree 100%.
So you don't disagree? You'd rather work at something than wank loads?
Oh yeah. Whatever you say.
Well done, Burg.
Yeah, Burge.
Thank
So what are
you.
you, Burge? What are you doing to keep fit at the moment? Because I know you're really into your
All right.
like
So
serious.
Oh my god, why have you got so loud?
So-
you moved your mic from underneath your tits so we can hear you.
yes, I did. Thank you. So I just decided I got a bit bored, so I took my boxing bag and I put it in my room, and I've been doing that. And
Berg, that's not keeping you fit. That's self-harm. You've got cuts all over your hands.
No, I don't.
You've been vigorously beating it that much. You've got cuts all over your hands.
Archie, no, I don't. You're lying.
Has the topic changed again?
Oh yeah,
We're talking about Berg
finishing
punching
it
Berg.
off.
Yeah,
Lads, is there any exercises that you're doing that you found good that you want to share?
That ab
No.
app, do you know the app Ewan showed us, the
Yeah.
abs in
30 days of abs.
30 days of abs. That actually works. I'm on
Jeez,
day.
you make me feel fat.
I'm on
saying
day
all that
8, I think.
workouts.
And that's
To be honest, I could. What time are you doing yours, Sam? I'll do mine at the same time.
I do mine at
myself doing
like.
something.
Well, I usually do it around now, but I'll probably just
What's
do it straight
this
after
app?
this.
I'll get abs then.
Yeah, Berg, you'll get abs in 30 days, we promise.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, the thing is, like, I just feel like, for me,
Berg,
with working
consistency
out,
is key. I
Yeah.
run at 3 a.m.
But do you know what I mean? Like, I feel like the workout thing, like, if anyone is listening, and I mean, they're probably not going to listen to us for workout advice, because let's be honest.
I don't know
Archie's
who's
best-
we have
you know,
Archie
best
Dolan
athlete
in
in
here.
the
we're not
yeah.
got
fat.
muscles
do you know what I
everywhere.
No,
mean?
we're not
know that I can't
GCSE.
squat the whole gym.
To be fair,
I
we are
took
pretty fat.
GCSE, right? And I
Three
got
hundred
that.
kg.
I'm at the peak of my
I
physical
took
prowess.
GCSE RS. That was the best decision of my life. GCSE.
Oh, yes. Patrick, can you tell me some stuff about
Yeah,
sodomy?
wise words.
And
Tell us some wise words. and
All right, okay,
Coitus
lads.
interruptus.
Yeah,
sodomy.
if anyone's wondering what to take at GCSE, I recommend RS because you learn lots about sodomy and it's really good.
Please explain what sodomy is, Patrick.
I think you're a bit of an expert on that, Berg, so I'm going to hand over to you.
Oh, you see, I'm really not. So can you please explain? I know how
Someone
you're
eating
doing
their
it.
dinner right.
Berg's not
Is
big
someone
on
eating their
sauce.
tea right now?
No.
Who is it?
Is
Someone
Berg eating
eating?
his mic?
No, I thought it was
Yeah,
This-
funny one, lads. Hand on.
Berg, do you get why we made that joke?
Oh God, Jesus Christ!
Burge has gone
Brian.
crazy.
Berg's
No,
is realising
that's
That
fine.
might take a little bit to edit out.
No, we're not editing that.
No, we're not editing that out.
It's
What's
unfiltered.
this one, Tom? Do you remember when you shut on the
It's a
Wi-Fi
natural
box?
Personally, I don't remember this. Probably happened.
But Berg, do you not remember saying to Eddie, "No, we'll pick it up in a minute. Just leave it."
Did I say that?
Yeah, you said that. You said, "No, Eddie, we're not picking it up. Let me finish my Fortnite game," or something like that. Don't pick the cat shit up.
I don't remember
Yeah. Oh, that's
How are you,
cool.
Katzberg?
that. Oh well, I think they're doing okay.
Any died yet?
Have you
Have you
checked
kicked
up on
any
them?
recently? Have you kicked any recently?
Well, I booted one into the door.
Oh, sorry.
I'm joking. I do not boot my cats. I swear.
Promise.
Sam, where do you find all these pictures? Where are you
What even
searching?
are these?
They're top quality.
Sam, I'm just gonna let you know these are really funny.
Burge, shut up.
We love memes, don't we, guys?
Honestly, memes.
Yeah, we do.
Burge, is it true that you've considered becoming a nitty in these hard
I'm
times?
still getting down about all those dislikes, you know.
Why?
I don't know why.
The thing is, Woody, you got to switch up your content to what you know. At the end of the day,
What the
people
consumers
actually,
want.
the people
Wardy, it was
actually
our
want to
first
listen to your
episode.
thing. The
Wardy,
people actually want to
yeah.
listen to what you think. So
We
you
just sort of
know,
had no ideas, so we did that. Really,
no,
boys.
so there you go. You've sort of, you know, maybe there's some people out there who just disliking it anyways. That's just how it is.
I mean,
but-
what I thought though is they were disliked within 20 minutes of the video even going up. So let's be
no,
honest,
they-
they just
I understand.
they
why.
just
Mate,
disliked
mate,
straight off
mate,
the bat.
They
though,
did
yeah.
not like the way that you rated Charlie and the Peach or whatever.
I
James
swear
with
to
Johnny
God, yeah,
Peach.
that was such
Yeah,
a
Charlie and
girlfriend
the Peach,
thing to
good
do,
one.
isn't it? That was
Charlie
such a
and the Peach.
girlfriend thing to do, though, wasn't it? Really,
Well, yeah. Well, we just
just
well,
to
we're
just to
trying
say
get
you'd
used to
watched it. Oh yeah, I've watched it. What bit did you watch? And they referenced the first 20 seconds of the podcast.
Well, I
I'm
don't
sure she
think
watched
so.
the whole.
It's just they were
Maybe,
trying
I
to.
don't know.
we-
Doesn't really
we-
matter.
It was our first
No, it
ever
doesn't matter at
episode,
all.
and we were trying to get used to like recording and everything, and we were a bit awkward because like
Yeah.
we took it a
Nah.
bit too seriously on that
I
episode.
was a
I
big
think.
introvert, guys. That's why.
Yeah, we did take it
Big
slightly
stinky introvert.
seriously. Yeah.
But we'll get on to some more topics in the future, I'd say, and
I feel like the conspiracy theory one is actually. I know that's a serious topic, but
it's
that's
not
a
really.
really
There's
good
some,
one. I
there's
Oh
some
think.
my God!
hilarious-
Quiet him down, Burg.
Right, lads, you're not gonna want to hear what's gonna happen next. I'm just gonna.
But
I'll
make
be
sure we
back.
can hear what happens next.
Yeah, but we need to hear what happens next.
All right, okay. You asked for it. I'm gonna just leave you in.
That's not no, Burge, no.
What? What do you want me to do, Sam? Eh? Come on, tell me then. Come on, smart man. What do you want me to do?
Hit him.
Do it after the podcast.
Yeah,
We
no.
we don't endorse child abuse.
We might get taken
No,
down.
we condone it.
We might get
If I
taken.
want to do child abuse, I'll do child abuse. All right.
It's your brother.
Okay.
Yeah, so legally you can't sue. I don't
Oh yeah.
think.
Exactly.
Bring up the legal books, boys. Legally, I do not think you can sue.
So, the
Right.
way
By
I
the
see
way,
it, I'm perfectly fine.
the shout out on Instagram really has helped. We've got 1 follower from it.
Yes.
And we've actually lost 2 followers, so that's even better. we lost followers. We lost followers from the shout out.
Lads, you spoke
So,
British wrong as well. Oh wait, no, you got it
No,
back. Someone,
we got it
was
right.
spelt wrong before.
I know,
Wardy put
we
2 T's in it.
realised.
Yeah.
We're just a bright bunch of individuals, really, aren't we?
Yeah. 30 followers. I mean, that depresses me slightly.
Wardy, we've just started. We only put one. We only put
I
an episode
know,
up
I know.
today.
I'm not
Yeah,
expecting
Wardy,
instant
I'm like you. I
fame.
expect growth from the beginning. You
I
know what
expect
mean?
I
Logan
do,
Paul
mate. I
level
expect. I
2
did
days from now.
expect a little bit
Yeah,
more than 30
lads, I'm
Instagram
gonna sort him out. I'm
followers.
gonna go now.
All right. Well, we're probably ending things reasonably soon now.
No, it's
Okay,
not
Yeah, we're going to
good to
end
know.
it all. Not
Right, lads, you know what we've got to do now? I want to play some Forecast. Not gonna
Bye.
Oh, see you later, Burge.
lie. See you,
Oh.
Burg.
Right. So we so we hope you've enjoyed this episode of Grown Up
It's
British.
been a
hope
lot
that this
more
one's-
relaxed.
I
Yeah,
hope that this
we-
one's not too, you know,
completely
Yeah.
different way of going to
The thing is, I feel like this is a good thing though because we've shown we're adaptable. Like we've shown we're like adaptable. We can do loads of different types of podcasts.
Yeah, we're
You know.
basically God.
3
'cause
types.
Adaptability 100.
Omnipotence.
We
And what
just
does that
all
even mean?
caring.
To be honest, I think everyone's bored at this point, so
Omnibenevolent.
you'll probably find
Yeah.
yourself listening to this, and you know, if
Thinking,
you've actually got
wow.
this far, then you know, congrats. But
You'll get
And
If
if
you've
you
got
leave
this
a dislike,
far, just comment.
I swear down, Patrick Carlton will
that
clout you on more
Nodge
if you
has
leave a
massive
dislike.
meatballs.
that's not
yeah.
my name.
We're actually going to
Archie.
drop a diss track on anyone that dislikes the
Nolan,
video.
that's not my name.
What's your name then? If it's not Patrick Carlton.
HD, that's what it is. Get on the
Oh,
YouTube
Patrick
channel.
HD, yeah. Did you
We're
hear
coming
how
back,
many
boys.
Patrick HD is coming back.
All I'll say, Patrick, is
Expecting upload
do you
next
remember
Wednesday.
what was it? Squidward. Whoa, what was that YouTube we were gonna make called? And then my mum walked in with a bowl of cereal and ruined it.
What are you
Quick
on?
question, lads. Quick question, lads.
I can't.
Cereal at the
Patrick will
moment.
remember. Oh,
Cocoa
Cereal at the
Pops.
moment.
Weetabix.
Pops.
I'm living
Weetabix
off
and
it.
chocolate.
I'm living off it.
Cocoa
Chocolate
Pops.
thingies. Wheatos, that's what they're called. Chocolate
I
Wheatos
go.
and Weetabix.
I go with a Cheerio, All Bran, and cornflake combo.
Nah. Too bland.
Wet.
Too bland.
It's a bit plain, but
When was the last
I
time you all
can't
had cold
afford
porridge?
anything else. Oh god,
Cold porridge.
That was some
I've
time
not
ago.
touched it for a long. Like last.
Yeah.
Was it last
Yeah,
summer? I
same.
don't
A
know.
long time. A long time.
It can't have been last summer.
Probably Somerset. That was the last time.
Somerset. Oh boys.
Well,
We need to get a fourth knife dub.
yeah, we're off to get a hopefully
Fortnite
first.
dub, yeah. We'll
hopefully
post a picture if we get a Fortnite dub or not.
Yeah, if we get it. So
We're bringing it back to 2018, boys.
yeah, so we'll see you in the next episode.
Thank
Bye.
you very much for
Yeah,
watching.
see you
or
later.
listening.
Like I
Bye.
said, Patrick HD will clark your mum.